Okay, let's go. So, according to what is happening, we are having monthly close along with quarterly close coming up today. So it will be pretty important how the month closes, also the quarter closes. We also have new quarters, a new month on VWAPs and profiles. So you can tell that um, we're having a lot to expect and to talk about. So let's start with market profile. All right, so starting with market profile, we can see that we have a 6-week composite as it seems. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks are overlapping. So let's merge these all together. Let me delete these first. Okay, merge. All right, so our 6-week composite is sitting at 109, let's say around 109 and 104. So let's mark this into our chart. So we have a 6-week composite around 109 and 104. Okay, this is our 6-week composite. All right. Okay. So going into the new week, I'm expecting some neutral positioning. So as we go into the highs, the value area high, we're obviously expecting either a rejection of value area high, acceptance below, and a rotation lower towards value area low, or acceptance above, slow grind, and potentially for a move towards the highs, either all-time highs or some internal highs. We'll see how it develops. And as we go lower towards value area low, we're expecting either a bounce from value area low, either a bounce from value area low, acceptance above, and a rotation towards value area high. Now, if we come into value area low and we start breaking down, of course, we're expecting to escape from value and potentially a move lower. And by lower, I mean way lower, because I will show you now into trading view. Okay, so going into here, we are, in terms of structure, we're into like a do or die situation. For example, let me show you specifically what I mean. So we have some highs right here, right? We actually swept the highs, so we're now kind of forming some lower highs. So this is showing us weakness, right? So as long as we're keep on rejecting the highs, this is weak to me. Of course, we can obviously come into the high, sweep again, and then reverse. But as for the data that we have now, we are actually trending lower. We have like a lower time frame trend, right? If we zoom into here. So if we make a lower high here, again, we're getting a leg lower, and of course, we will see how price develops to look for more shorts towards 85k actually. 85k, maybe take out these lows and bounce into the short term. We'll see how it develops. Now, let's go back to extra charts. Okay, this for the weekly. Let's go into the daily. So as for the daily, we have actually tapped the NPOC from June 16th. I kind of like how this has formed here. I mean, you can see that we formed poor highs, sorry, into NPOC on Sunday. We took them out on Monday. So this could end up as a rotation towards these poor lows for the short term, or maybe even tag this NPOC at 105, and of course lower towards the lower NPOCs and single prints. So as of this composite right here, you can clearly see that we have a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how it is. I'm sure it's 4, but it could be also 5. So yeah, as we came up here, we have formed the 4D composite. You can see that we tried to escape above and we failed, and the value closed right here. So I will merge this with our 4D composite. So we have a 5D composite, and our 5D composite is sitting at 107.50, let's say 107.750 and 106.8. Okay, so having this in mind, let's go and mark this into our chart for lower time frame, of course. Oops, I have actually marked those, so let me go and bring up my levels. It was a 3D, let's make it a 5D, and let's adjust also the 750. I think it was, yeah. So as you can see on lower time frame, we're into like a pretty important level. And 5-day variable low. What did I do wrong? 5-day variable low and 106.8. Okay, so if we zoom into here, we are kinda into either an escape above or acceptance below, or potential move towards these lows. So pretty easy scalp here. Like you can see that we have formed like clean internal liquidity, also external liquidity. So if we get some sort of, let's say, a deviation here, start breaking lower, I will look for shorts for scalp play. Now that we're done with TPO, let's go into VWAPs. Okay, let's start off with yearly first, actually. So let me make this quickly yearly. So zooming into yearly, not much have changed. Just the fact that we are from the previous let's say time that we're below developing yearly value high, we kind of swept here and could potentially get a retest of value high and drive higher. So we will see how this develops pretty soon to tell. The main thing is we have value high, developing value high here, so we're either expecting a bounce from here, 104. As you can see, levels are overlapping, or acceptance below and rotation towards these lows to begin with. Okay, now let's go into the quarterly. So going into the quarterly, we are having the upcoming quarterly close. So the upcoming quarterly close will be around these levels. Oops. So having this in mind, the previous quarterly value is not so important for me currently, and what I'm focusing on is the upcoming quarterly close. So going into this, we will have some clean levels to play around. Here we'll have either the possibility of acceptance below and the rotation towards previous VWAP, or maybe we could get early into the quarter push higher. So I'd like to see if this was the case, the bullish case, if this was the case, to get like a clean grind up above previous quarter barrier high. So yeah, if we start like rejecting here based on a structure, let's say we get a sweep of these highs into like acceptance below, so this would be a good trigger for shorts. Like any stalling that is happening here and we're rejecting the trend is like a trigger for shorts. If we start to trend, of course we're escaping value in the short term at least, and we'll see how the quarterly develops as well, the developing quarterly. So if this helps the trend to go higher, we will actually go higher. So not much to tell. We'll see how the quarterly closes and we'll have some plays in mind. Now let me delete all this. Let's go into the monthly. Alright, so going into the monthly, we had the previous month value high right into here where we rejected, as you can see. We have an upcoming monthly static value. So this will be our monthly static value. So similarly to the quarterly plays that we have in mind, any grind up above here will be a good sign. Any pullback, not pullback, any retracement and actually failure to trend and acceptance below previous month value high will be a good trigger for shorts, at least towards previous month VWAP, and of course maybe even lower to fill all these single prints and gaps. So pretty simple view here as well, and we'll see how it develops. Now going into the weekly, okay, we're actually having a new week, so new value to play around. As you can see, we have opened high into the week as well, so the open might be similar to this on the monthly and quarterly. So what is playing around on a lower time frame could play around on a higher time frame basis for the monthly and the quarterly. So here similar plays. If we start to trend above, this is a clean escape of value, so we prioritize longs. Any retracement of this and failure to keep holding trend will of course give us an indication that we are going lower, at least for the lower time frame, towards these lows, which are also into the previous week VWAP, so we could form a bottom here for more longs, or a full rotation towards previous week value low. So pretty simple place here as well. We'll see how it develops pretty early in the week as well. So yeah. Also, what I wanted to mention is that since we're having the quarterly and monthly close, I'm not expecting huge moves to happen. And by the way, let's go and see how the monthly candle looks. monthly. Let's go. Okay. Actually, monthly candle doesn't look too bad. Let's go into the weekly. Weekly doesn't look too bad either. So yeah, I really don't know. Don't have a clean direction based on higher time frame. Okay, now let's go into structure. Structure wise, what am I looking at the candle? So I'm looking that, for example, here into the monthly, we are still trading above the close of the previous month. So this candle didn't show any weakness. This candle didn't show any top forming. So if a top was forming, it would look something like this, as you can see. Here it was a clean indication that we are sort of topping. So this is still a bullish candle, so it could lead to a bullish candle next, maybe an impulsive candle. We'll see how it develops. Now going into structure on lower time frame, let me open up our higher time frame values. Okay, let's extend this. All right, levels didn't change much, so still the same. Okay, so actually let me open up the 2-hour chart. All right, so have some internal highs here, some internal equal highs that we just formed. So this is our main target in terms of scalp longs. If we get a long here, we would target these highs. Now, if we come into these highs, sweep them, and start accepting below our 5-week composite value high, this could lead to a flush lower towards these lows at first, and of course a full rotation towards 5-week value low. Sorry. Now, if we come into these highs, this internal high, and we start forming a lower time frame trend, of course this will blast through, take out these highs, and potentially take out these highs as well. As you can see, if we get a lower time frame trend, it would be much cleaner to target these highs rather than getting difficulty above here. So now going into this scenario, we also have an NPOC sitting at 109.5. So one scenario that I'm lacking pretty much is the scenario of tagging this NPOC, filling it, and forming like a top here. If we form a top here, and this ends up as a sweep and get acceptance below, this will be a pretty good trigger for shorts, actually. So yeah, we'll see how it develops. Before ending the stream, let me take a look also on Ethereum. All right, so Ethereum actually did a pretty good move this morning. I didn't take that. I didn't notice that actually. Now, so we're also on Ethereum in a do or die situation. So kind of getting some momentum here for higher, except above our 5-week viral low, which potentially could be more than 5 weeks now. Let me check. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, this is like 6 weeks. So let me not do this actually. Just do this. So this is our value right here. So any grind up above 5-week value low would lead to a move towards not 5-week, 6-week. Let me delete this entirely. We will get a move towards 6-week value high. If we keep on rejecting on this short POI right here, it's not a good sign. So break down below, and we could potentially get a move lower again. It entirely depends on BTC in my opinion. We'll see how it develops. Let me delete all this. And let's do some alts you guys like. Give me some alts to take a look at. And let me end the stream. So, the recording, sorry.